We continue solving the programming challenges in the book Starting Out with Java. We are in chapter 14, Programming Challenge 3. And this programming challenge is to ask the user their first name, middle name, last name, and their title. And we have to display these information. We have to basically format their name with 6 buttons. So we will create a new class. We'll call name. The book says the programming challenge is called name formatter. So we will extend application. We will implement the method. Last thing would be to show, and the first thing would be to show the title, to set the title, I should say, name formatter. And after that, I already created the titles, the labels and the text fields is a straightforward description, first name, middle name, last name, title, and then their text fields. After that, we will create a grid pane, GP grid pane. We will set the minimum size to 400 by 400. We will set a padding inset. We will also set hedge gap, and we will set the vertical gap as well. We will set the alignment. We will say it will be top center. After that, we will add the components to the grid pane. So it's GP add 0, 0. So I'm gonna copy this. So it will be F name, L name, and last name. So this is okay. This would be 1. This would be 1. And this would be 1, 1. Continue. Then we will say I should change this to middle name and middle name. Here is my L name, last name. So the last name will sit the second, and here it will be 1, 2. And you continue. We say a title. The title will sit 3. Title text field will sit 1, 3. No, on 3. Then we will create a scene. And we'll bounce the grid pane. After that, I will test the program to see if the components are actually showing up. So we will run the program. So all the text fields will is showing up here. First name, middle name, last name, title. Then we will continue. Here we will say we'll create another grid pane. This will be the button container. So this grid pane will have a horizontal gap of 5, and then we will create a button, 2 buttons actually. Clear, another button will say format name. After that, we will add the buttons to the grid pane. Add the clear 0, 0. We'll add the other button to the grid as well. One, 0. After that, then we have to add this grid pane to this grid pane. So we'll say gp add grid pane. We will say 1, 4. We will run again. As you can see, the buttons show up, clear and format. Next, we have to do the logic here. The logic would add an event listener set on action, try, you have to add a try catch statement, because we don't want the user just writing everything they want, or pressing the format button without actually entering anything. So after this, we have to grab the whatever the user enters in the first name, middle name, last name, and text and the title. So we will say string fn for first name. We say first name get text trim. So we're going to have copy paste. Say last name. And we will paste here. And we will say middle name. And lastly, we have to also get the title, TN, title TF. After we get all the information, we have to go back to the description of the programming challenge. We have to display it in 6 buttons, they say, and they have to look like this. So you're going to copy this, paste it to display to the user 6 buttons containing this formatted names. So the first button will contain this, which would be the title, the first name, the middle and last name. So we're going to say string f1, we'll say fn plus empty, not fn, will be title name, and then fn for first name, then space, middle name, and last name. So this is the first name. This is the first button that we have to display. So I will finish writing all the buttons and their formats, and I'll be back. All the formats. The format 1 will show us just like this example. The title, the first name, middle name, and last name. Format 2 button will show us the first name, middle name, and last name. Format 3 will show us the first name, just like here, and last name. Format 4 will show us last name, then first name, middle name, and the title. And format 5 will show us a last name, first name, and middle name. And lastly, format 6 will show us a last name and first name. Then I passed all the formats to each button. Then I created a button container, a grid pane, and I set the vertical gap to 5. I added padding to all sides. Then I added all the buttons to the button container, and then I added the button container to the grid pane. So let's see how the program runs. So just like this example they gave us, we're going to use, if I go to the description, here is the example that the book gave us. The user first name is Kelly, middle name is Jane, last name is Smith, and the title is MS. So we're going to use that formation. We say Kelly, Jane, and last name is Smith, MS. Then when we click format, here is all the buttons. This is the first format, second, third, fourth, fifth, and lastly the sixth, just like here. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you find it helpful, please subscribe, comment, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.